Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next review for episode 5 of Yashahime, Princess Half Demon. Episode 5, entitled what was the title again? Where that for you? Yeah, Jocko, Jaha, mispronounced the name. Jocko Somaru of the Red Bone Palace. Yeah. Mispronounced that name again, but was it Jocko Somaru? Which that character comes in this episode, but episode 5 of Yashahime, Jaime, Princess Half Demon. Now now this one I really enjoy. Towards to the end of the episode, I did enjoy it because you get more on the mystery of the four pearls and let alone the four perils, the four what leads to like the big Kirihimo. Mispronounced the name again. Sorry. There's a lot of names in this fight. It's hard to remember without butchering the names, but it's the Great Beast of the East, right? Because there's like four other perils that carry the four of the pearls and so forth. So we get more story into that and more of our main characters here. So it says with Toa, Setsuna, and Moroha back in the feudal era, and for immediately you get like another good reference because seriously because Moroha she's off to go to this to see this one person. She kind of carry a small yellow backpack, running off, saying goodbye to Lady Kaede, and even Lady Kaede, she even says she's just like Kagome, always running off, So, which that was another good reference because she just with the running off with the backpack, and she say, it's like she is like Kagome in a way. So, well, of course she's her daughter, but yeah. But she goes on her way to see this corpse dealer. This corpse dealer to give that the skull of Mr. Centipede and then the little piece of the root head, and he also explained that she also defeated one of the four perils, but without no head though. So saying that if you give him the head, she'll give him this bag of gold, just for the part of the bounty. And although honestly, I did not care for this character of this corpse dealer, honestly, because he has this little raccoon demon, which is supposed to be like Shippo in the show. Well, this series of version of Shippo, but honestly, Shippo is a much better character, and I like Shippo. But this small raccoon that's supposed to be like the Shippo of this group here, but. I did not care for that character either, honestly. He says he's supposed to hang around to see what Moroha is going to be doing, keeping an eye on her. So, I just didn't care about those two characters, honestly. But, and then you get more, you get some fun moments in between Setsuna and Toa, seem actually kind of like a little bickering to each other, that they're, bickering between sisters. Although Setsuna is saying, "Oh, we're just strangers." Although, even though Toa's like, "No, we are sisters," but it was kind of fun to see them bicker between each other. How sisters are. So it was kind of fun to see that. And you once they said with Kohaku, they're like reading books updating about the where to find the dream butterfly, and they're able to see these four perils, which you see Miyoga come back, which is cool to see. Which Moroha calls Miyoga Grandpa Miyoga, which is cute. Even when Miyoga is sucking her blood and she smacks him, just kind of like what Inuyasha did to him. It was another cool reference to see. And when Miyoga is explaining about the four perils, they each have the four pearls. And which is also revealed that Moroha did not have that red pearl already with her. She took it from that one. That was a what was the name? Totoso? Yeah, Totoso, who was one of the four perils. As supposedly she defeated, but said she had no memory defeating him. But that person, that demon had it, and she just goes and took it. So, obviously, she never had it along with her anyway. She just took it from him. So that was like, but the thing is, what about the Setsu and To, which they had four of the two pearls as bed in their eyes. So I'm guessing that Sesshomaru, maybe he defeated two of the other ones, and then took him, gets put into them. I'm not sure, but I'm sure, like I said, it will be explained though. But if let's say if Moroha took that one from one of the four perils, so I'm guessing that's why maybe Sesshomaru defeated the other two ones and took the pearls and put it into his daughters. That's like the main thing is if Moroha didn't have the red pearl along with her already, did I get from Inuyasha? So maybe that's what the same thing with Sesshomaru, defeated the two other ones and gave it to the daughters. So that's what we're guessing. That's where I'm guessing, because it seems like because if Moroha didn't have it at the beginning, then obviously that the twins didn't have it at the beginning. So I'm guessing that Sesshomaru was to give it to him after supposedly defeating two of the other ones. And we saw a glimpse of the fourth peril, which what's it called, Kiro, and you see it talking to the four-eyed owl demon, which we saw at the first episode, the four-eyed owl Yuzumi. So yeah, he's talking to the other the fourth peril one. So you get a little a glance of this other villain right here, and then we have the other villain. This one, Jahatsumi, who's trying to revive his father, which is the one that Moroha defeated. Which you thought that was how he's going to revive his father, because his father is a skeleton basically, and you get this real creepy. I thought it was like a creepy power where he's gathering up bones to revive his father, right? But how he's doing it is he's taking from whether we saw with wolves and people with his with his fan. I guess he's like literally sucking all the bones out through the mouth and just giving them without, and all this and nothing just but flesh that's just flopping around. So I was like, okay, that's a kind of a creepy looking way. He just really sucked the bones out through the mouth, the whole entire skeleton out. So that was the kind of as you saw with the one person he was dealing with, and then with the dogs too. So there are also and which Moroku was explaining to his nephew Haisu that her mother Sango, her Hirai goats, is made of bones from demons, so it would be useless to go up against the one of the perils, because it's a skeleton, so it eats. Because you can see a flashback of Sango from back when the episodes of Inuyasha, that she was fighting a skeleton demon that was kind of like eating on the Hiraiko. So it was a cool reference, a flashback to see that, and plus it shows that Haitsu knows about his parents, well, especially his mother, because he's like, oh, mother did that, or mother did, yeah. So he knows about his parents, but we just don't know what happened. We'll get with Moroku in a second, but we don't know what happened with Sango yet. So, and speaking with Moroku, that we saw in the preview, it was a flashback, which I kind of knew. I kind of knew that little flashback was like, it only lasted like about 5 seconds, because it shows that Setsuna had a conversation with Moroku, and that was basically it. That was it in the flashback. Yeah, you see like Moroku just pull his hat down and just walk away, and now he's just a wandering monk now. So, but why is he a wandering monk? We don't know. Why is he all by himself? So, we don't know why he's by himself. Why he's now a wandering monk? But I knew that was like be a flashback, and it only lasted about 5 seconds. So kind of suckered us. Well, sucker me for that from the previous, like, oh, Moroku's back, but no, that was a flashback. I kind of knew that, but Setsuna mentioned that she had a conversation with him. So he's still alive. So it shows that he's still alive, but we don't know what happened with Sango, or let alone his two twin daughters. Yeah, because Assistant and Toller were twins, but Moroku and Sango had two identical twin daughters as well, identical twins. So we don't know what happened with Sango or his two twin daughters, but Haitsu knows who her parents are, know who his parents are, so that's nice. Which is like, oh, who are my parents? Whew. So yeah, I was like getting all that out at once. I need a breather here. I'm trying to talk all this into once and just like just calm down and just try to take your time to explain. You don't have to rush through all this. So yeah, but we get more on like the more of the things about the four perils. Like I said, leading up to the main one, the beast from the east, and which they had to defeat, and eventually they'll have to defeat fight their father, which that's what the Tree of Ages, take on the form of Kikyo, requested them to do. So they're on their way, and you get more with with Toa and Setsuna, a little bigger, like how, especially how Toa she's like being a little bit she's interested in going to defeat the demon. At the same time, it's like, oh, do we really have to kill? Do we have to just apologize for what Moroha did? Just apologize. And I mean, she's kind of being a little bit, say, wishy-washy, like, oh, she's going for helping the demon, but at the same time, she's like, like, no, wait, maybe we shouldn't kill her, though, or maybe just apologize, like, even Simpson is like, do you think that from your world is just gonna get through just by apologizing? No. So, but she does go get into the fight as well. And when they get to fight with Jahatsuno, and then with his father, they find some red skeletons, and even Miyoga, even before the fight, where this was Miyoga is Miyoga explained that she is she's explaining to Jahatsuna that how is she's a demon, but also has spiritual powers. Because when she was facing when Jahatsuna was lunges towards her, it was kind of funny that Moroha spits out some of that salt, that stuff, that wears off the demons, that sacred salt or whatever, the spiritual salt. It was a salt they wore that they wore off demons with. So yeah, I don't know why I'm getting. Yeah, purification salt. That's what it was. Purification salt. I don't know why I was looking at the word. Yeah, it's purification salt. Yeah. Oh, that was kind of like tactical for her to. She also says which is kind of weird. She had it in her mouth the whole time. How did she get that in her mouth? Well, without them knowing, but that was kind of a weird thing. But it was kind of tactful. She goes and spits it out at him. So yeah, the purification salt. That's what I was trying to get at. The name of it, purification salt. But that was a very tactical thing to do. And then as we get Miyoga saying, which is like, oh, how that happened, and Miyoga saying, yeah, she is the daughter of Kagome, who is the reincarnation of the legendary priestess Kikyo. So yeah, that was going to that. Well, the Tree of Ages didn't explain to Moroha, oh, you're about her parents, but at least Miyoga explains that she is the daughter of Kagome. And funny mentioned that Moroha was like, why are you staying here? Shouldn't you just like run away like you usually do? And of course Miyoga was like, oh, I'm gonna do that after this, and then eventually I'm gonna leave. So yeah, we should get a good reference because Miyoga, he's always fleeing away from battles, but in this case he's not, because he hasn't tasted his former master's blood in 200 years, which he's getting that Toga, which is Inuyasha's and Sesshomaru's father, which is Moroha's grandfather. Because the clamshell we saw earlier, which had the red pearl in it. The red stuff is the blood of Toga, her grandfather. Inuyasha is Sashomaru's father. That's his blood they had there, which he used to put on her lips to ignite her demon powers. Although I was saying, because in the previous show, Inuyasha kind of gave that same thing to Kikyo when he loved her and all that, which Kikyo put on her lips too. But well, I'm like, wasn't that stuff? Wasn't that her father's power? I don't know. That was the scene that kind of confused me with that one he gave to Kikyo before. That's not the same one though, but But in this case, this is blood. This is the blood of Toga, and she puts it on her lips, which ignites her demon powers. And this got me really excited because when her demon powers, she ignites her demon powers, and you see her eyes change from yellow, which that's as the color of Inuyasha's eyes. You see it from like the dark like brown or dark eyes, kind of like Kagome's, and then switch to the yellow eyes with like Inuyasha, and then you see her use Inuyasha's attacks like Iron Reaver, Soul Stealer, and Blades of Blood. I was like, yes, she has now become her father. Even this in which she used the Iron Reaver, Soul Stealer, it's like the exact same shot, like in the beginning of Inuyasha when Inuyasha used the same attack on Mr. Centipede to just, in the exact same shot, Iron River Soul Stealer, the exact same shot, with the same thing with Moroha does the exact same shot how Inuyasha did to destroy Mr. Centipede. It's like, you're sucking me in for the nostalgia for this thing. I said before, like, how nostalgia in other movies is nowadays are way blown out of proportion nowadays. But in this case, I had to, it made me smile. Like, yes, because she has using the same powers that she has now become her father now. She is, yeah, not only she's now the daughter of Kagome, but she is now the daughter of Inuyasha, using the same stuff, and she's like, Iron River Soul Stealer. She has now become her father, which that got me excited for. She with that, she destroyed Jikatsui, and then with the Jikaku's father, kind of like scratches, or bites, whatever, on Moroha, and she goes, Blades of Blood, and just like, it's just like Inuyasha, just like her father, Blades of Blood. But sadly, though, after that, her demon powers only last like a minute because she uses her grandfather's blood, and it's visually very strong because her grandfather was a great demon. Eventually, it shows that it's way too strong for her because it only lasts like about a minute, and then eventually she just passes out afterwards. So I'm wondering, part of me is that, with that though, if more of the series goes, I wonder if she will exceed that power. Maybe she doesn't have to use her grandfather's blood, to put on her lips. Maybe comes a time that she won't need to do that anymore. Maybe she'll use her demon powers on her own without using the clamshell or with her grandfather's blood. So maybe we'll see that later down the line in the series. Maybe she'll eventually learn to use her demon powers without using that stuff. So we'll see on that. But it was great to see use her father's powers and all that. But eventually, like I said, her demon powers proves too great because it was her grandfather's blood, and then she just passes out afterwards because it was probably too much for her. So, but then Toa and Susanoo, they eventually take they defeat the demon and sends it like up into the sky now. And you get this whole thing with that raccoon demon that's supposed to be like the version of Shippo, talking to his boss, saying, the whole thing is gone, no head or nothing, so we get to keep the profit for ourselves. I'm like, really? You're just gonna leave him no cut or anything? Come on. Listen, I didn't care for those two. This episode, I did not care for those two characters. Honestly, I did not. But this is the best part. The best part of this episode was when Moroha, because this episode in the beginning we saw Moroha use her sacred arrow, showing off her mother's powers. Now we get to show more her using her demon powers, being like her father now. So That was the best. That was the best part of the episode for me. So yeah, and then it ends just after that. So, but yeah, this episode that became the best part of the episode. That gave me like, oh yes, this gave me. I'll give the nostalgia a pass this time for this episode because of that. I'll give it a pass for this time because, like I said, nostalgia is overrated nowadays. But I had to give this one a pass. All right. Okay, so nostalgia, you get kudos for one. Okay. I'm sure we'll see more later, but still. But yeah, we get more about the next villains, like they said, with more of the four perils and let alone the four pearls. But more on the mystery on that, and the next villain, like I said, we saw earlier, talking to the four-eyed owl demon. It was like cute, seeing how Setsuna and Toa, just like bickering with each other, like being like sisters, even though like Setsuna said, "Oh, we're not sisters" and all that, but Toa knows they are. This is being sisters, Cool. We got that little flashback that that's with Sango fighting that one skeleton demon from the show, and even Haisu knows about his parents. So basically, he they didn't play off like, oh, I don't have no memory of my parents. No, in this case, he does know who his parents are. And like I said the whole 5-second flashback where Moroku suckered us because maybe that'd be a big part, but no, that was a flashback. But it showed that Setsuna talked to him, had a conversation with him, showing that he is still alive. But why is he by himself as a wandering monk? I don't know why. What happened with Sango and his two daughters? We don't know that. Not yet. Like I said, more was like with Lady Kaede saying about Moroha, it's like she's like Kagome, always running off. So yeah, you get more callbacks, nostalgia stuff, and you get more of the mystery about the four perils and the four pearls. So, but it was for like I said, the best part was when Moroha got to expose, like, initiate her demon powers and becoming like her dad, Inuyasha. Iron River Soul Stealer and Blades of Blood, and especially when she did Iron River Soul Stealer, that same exact shot, how the exact same movement shot, how Inuyasha did in the first episode when he killed Mr. Centipede. The exact same shot. I was like, you're trying to make me feel. Okay, I said that's why I give nostalgia the pass of this episode. Okay, you brought me back to how it was in the first episode. Man, I'm saying a mouthful here. I need to take a breather here. Man. So yeah, and like I said about like I said about Miyoga, I was like, how the reference like, oh, shouldn't you just run away? He's like, no, after this meal, then you'll get to see me do that later. And it was cute that Moroha called him Grandpa Miyoga. And I think even Moroha called Kaede Grammy Kaede, I think, Granny. So yeah, this episode was another fun to watch. It's like mixed of the mystery, more on the mystery and the nostalgia stuff, and now the next episode, which I think this is the mid-season finale, I guess, for now, because there's now an episode after this next one, is them going to this village which is full of cats. So it wasn't much in the next preview. It just showed them going to this village. It has a village full of cats, and Toa recognizes this one guy who is who resembles the modern version of her sister's idol, I guess. So more on that though later on the next episode. But yeah, Chikatsu and the Bone Temple, I think it was called, the Bone Temple. It was another good one. But like I said, I didn't care for the Corpse Dealer or the raccoon version of Shippo. I didn't care for those two. To me, they need to be needed. I mean, they're just there just to go along for the story. So yeah, but we'll see more. But we'll see you next time on the next. Where we're talking on the next episode of Yashahime. On episode 6 for the next time. Thanks for watching, and just stay tuned for the next video later. And I said I enjoyed the episode. Iron Reaper Soul Stealer. Later.